The market shoots 50 points lower on Friday, giving us a new low off the highs. But could this actually be bullish? Find out next on Invest with Jacob. All right, guys, so the market shot over 50 plus points lower on Friday, giving us a lower low off the high, and this was actually the most bullish thing that could happen. The trading last week was very sloppy, and the bullish path that I had outlined was not going to be very reliable or very likely to happen. Now the bulls have a low to build off of. Now, this does not mean we're bullish. We can still go much lower towards 43.50, but this was the best case scenario for the bulls, and I'll get into that in just one second. But first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, so while it was a bullish move down and the bounce so far has looked good for the bulls, we are still not going to be bullish until the bulls prove themselves. Right now, we are still looking lower until we get a 1-2 setup for a move up. To see this, let's jump into the charts and take a look. Okay, guys, here we are on the daily ES chart, which is the futures, okay, and I'm zoomed way out here so that you can see all the way back to March of 2020 because people have been asking for a big picture update, and so I wanted to give that first before we zoom into this area up here. All right, so back here we got the March 2020 low that everybody calls the COVID crash. I prefer to just call it Elliott Wave, and from there, okay, we built our wave 1 up, wave 2 down, and remember we have to count all 5 waves of wave 3, so we've got wave 1 up, wave 2 down. Wave 3 up was at about 45.50. Wave 4 down, okay, down to that 42.70 region, 60 region, wherever we bottomed. I can't remember exactly. And then we're moving up here in this final leg of this wave 3, okay? Now, there are 2 iterations, which is why I have some alternates on here. So the first is that we have topped in this move up, and that was our 5th wave, which is technically possible. We did take out wave 3, which gives us 5 up. So that we could say wave 3 ended here, okay? That's our first count and our primary count as we speak until the bulls can prove otherwise. And we'll zoom into this in a minute and go through that, okay? But the first count that we're looking at is that Roman numeral 4 is done. I could put the Roman numeral 5 in here. I'm not going to do that yet. But that wave 3, okay, you put the Roman numeral 5, and wave 3 ends right here. All right? The problem I have with that is typically an Elliott wave, all right? One of the easiest ways to measure a wave 5 is wave 5 should equal wave 1 of the wave structure it's in. So we're in this big wave 3 we're trying to make right here, okay? And from this low on 2 to wave 1 of 3, this was about a 700-point move, all right? And if wave 1 is 700 points, we would expect wave 5 to be around 700. Not, it doesn't have to be exactly, but somewhere in the 650 to 800 range. And what we got from this low is about 500 up. Okay, so we would expect another 200 points higher, which would put us exactly where we were targeting in the 49.50 region. That's why I haven't given up on this path yet, because all of the structures point to this area. All of the confluence points to this area, and we haven't invalidated yet. So while technically right now I am saying 3 ended here because we have come so deep on this pullback, we have not invalidated, and the bulls do still have a chance to try to make this happen and finish this wave structure and make it complete so that it is a complete Elliott wave structure that we're looking at, instead of this shortened 5 that just, it doesn't sit well with me. Something doesn't feel right about this shortened 5. Now, in this structure, okay, that we're looking at here, okay, we need to count our waves up, and we're trying to get 5 of the blue Roman numeral waves to complete. Okay, wave 5 Roman numeral, the bigger wave 5 Roman numeral that's in brackets up here that would complete the number 3 wave. So you've got the number 1 wave, the number 2 wave, then you would have the number 3 wave. All right, so when we count the waves, the way it counts to me, and this is an incomplete structure here, and this is all together kind of incomplete to me. It just feels like we need one more high push to get this done. But when you count them, you've got 1 up and 2 down, and then 47.40 our last high. It is possible that that is our 3rd wave up, and that this pullback and this low on Friday was wave 4 down, and you could have a wave 5 up. And again, we'll dig into this here in just a second, but I just want to give you an idea of what we're looking at. We have not invalidated, meaning that wave 4 has not come past the top of wave 1 here, and that means that this structure is still valid, and this can still be a 4th wave. All right, it's a little deeper than we like, and typically when it comes as deep as it has, okay, there's a high failure rate. So that's why our primary count is still the ABC down towards 43.50 until the bulls prove otherwise. So big picture, guys, off the COVID low down here in March, we've got 1 and 2 in place. We're trying to get 3 in place. Then we would look for the bigger 4, which we may be tracking out now. And then we would look for 5 up from there. Okay? So let's dig in a little tighter here so we can see what we're looking for over the next week or two. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 5-minute chart, and I'm going to draw in some things to show you why I think this is actually pretty good for the bulls so far and what we're looking at here. So first, when you get a low, all right, you look for the first move up here, which we have right here, and you put in your fib retracement tool, and you would expect it to hold the 764, okay, at the lowest. Now, that doesn't mean that that's the cutoff. It can technically come all the way down, and as long as it's not lower than this, it can be wave 2. But typically, you want to see it between the 0.5 and the 0.764. You want it to hold that region before starting back up. That's a stronger area for it to hold. So it did hold just above the 764, okay? And so when you get that, and I'm going to take this off the screen so it's not convoluted with a whole bunch of stuff on here. So once you see that this has held the area that you're looking for, all right, then you want to put your trend-based fib extension tool on. So you come over here and grab that, measure from the low of off the high to the top of the first wave up to the bottom of the second wave down. And what you're looking for is wave 3 of 3 to target the 1.0 to 1236 extensions. It did not quite get to the 1236, but it did blow through. And then what you want, if it gets over the 1.0, you want it to basically hold the 764, which it did. It came down and poked a little bit through, which is okay. And then you want to see it go ahead and attack the 1618, which it hit exactly for wave 5 of 3. And I'll draw all these waves in here in just a second so you can see them. Okay, so you got wave 5 of 3, and then you would expect the wave 4 to hold over the 1.0 extension, and then you are now looking for the 5th wave up, which we have technically gotten, but I would still like to see this push up higher like it's trying to do right now towards this 45.70 area, okay? Maybe a little less than that, but up towards this 2.0, I would like to see it push up to that region. So it's not a bad structure for the bulls. However, we have been fooled by some structures in these micro counts that have not followed through. So we want to see a little bit more before we switch our main count to the bullish structure. So if you're looking at the wave counts, guys, there's a lot of people that just put numbers on peaks and say, oh, well, there's a 1, there's a 2, there's a 3, That's not how it works. We have to have the Fibonacci numbers that I just put on here. It has to meet certain requirements. And when you do that, okay, you put your 5 waves on. And what you're looking for is your first wave up, okay, and your second wave down. Okay, and then wave 3 needs to have 5 waves. Now, since it hit the 618, I know we're going to put the 3 here and the 4 here for now. And I would like the 5 to hit right up in here. Okay, but wave 3 is where everybody gets lost. All right, so waves 1 and 2, they kind of present themselves pretty easily. You get the move up, you get the move down. And then from there, you're looking for wave 3 to build itself out. All right, so off of the bottom of wave 2, okay, you had 1, 2 down, 3 up, 4 down, 5 up. And let me put that in a different setting here. There you go. So it's a little different. So now you can see the 5 wave count of wave 3, because wave 3 itself is a big wave with 5 visible waves, right? So you can see them on here right now. You got 1 up and 2 down. They're usually pretty small. And then 3 is the biggest wave. 3 of 3 is always the biggest wave. And then 4 and then 5 up to complete the move. Now, we've got 4 down, and now we're trying to make 5 up, and technically we got it. We got this this little peak right here that came back over the 1618, but like I said, they're kind of chopping sideways here. I would like to see them push up towards this 45.72 region to complete wave 1 of 1, okay? So that's what we're looking for the bullish scenario. They need to come up to 45.72, and then we would expect a retrace of about 50 to 61.8% on the pullback. Okay, so that'll be our target range for our wave 2 pullback. For that, we would, again, use our fib retracement tool. We would put it on the bottom, take it up to our target, or the top if you know where the top is, and then look and say, okay, I'm expecting this to come down to the 45.32 to 45.22 area. That's the most common place for it to hold. I'll give it as deep as 45.11, okay, but if it breaks through there, okay, it's less likely to follow through. All right, so that's how we get those numbers. So we're looking for the wave 2 pullback to the 50 to 61.8 retrace, but we will allow it to come down to the 76.4 before we start to worry about how deep it's gotten. Okay. Now, that is the bullish scenario that we're tracking. So let me take this off and make the screen a little bigger so that we can see a little better. Okay. Let's do that. Okay. Now, for the ABC scenario, I would expect this to actually push higher, because for the A wave to materialize big enough that you get a B wave bounce and a C wave up to hit the proper area that you would expect for a B wave bounce. Okay. So in that case, we're saying that this low down here is A. We would expect a bigger B wave up towards 46.40 to 46.60. Okay. And then the C wave down towards that 43.50 area I've been talking about, as that is the 0.382 retrace of wave 3. And that is the most common target for a bigger wave 4 to hit, or any wave 4 actually. Any wave 4 to hit is the 382 retrace. All right. So that, let me go, actually, let's zoom back in real quick so I can get these tools back up. Okay. And that would probably look a little something like this. If this is going to be this little peak here, A, B, probably up to about here. And I'm drawing this in real quick freehand, guys, but just to give you an idea what the structure will look like, you'll get an A up, a B down, and a C up, and this would be A. You get a B back down, and then C up toward that 46.40 region before we would see the big move down in the C wave that would take us down towards 43.50 to complete the bigger wave 4 correction. So the two scenarios we are tracking, all right, are that this is the smaller wave 4 that we saw in the big picture, and we're starting a bullish structure up here to complete wave 5 towards that 4,900 region. Okay. And that is the secondary count. The primary count, until the bulls can really prove themselves and show us a little more than they have. Okay. The primary count is that we are making an ABC structure up. Okay. And that should target the 44.85 area, or 45.85 area, sorry, to give us a high enough structure that we can get a B wave pullback and a C wave up to complete wave B. Okay. So if we put these actual letters in place as you would expect them, A would hit here, B would hit down here, and wave C would hit up here, and that would complete wave B. So you had wave A down here, you got A, B, C to complete B up here, 46.40 to 60, and then you would expect the bigger C wave down towards 43.50 from there. So in order to get a big enough structure, okay, to make this ABC happen, they need to push the A wave up toward about 45.85 to 4,600, and then get the retrace in B and the bounce in C to complete all of the B wave. Okay. That is the primary count. The primary count is that this wave down here that bottomed is A, and then we're looking for an ABC structure up towards 46.40 in B, and then we're looking for the bigger C wave down that would take us to 43.50, 4,400, somewhere in that area, which is around the 382 retracement of wave 3, which is the most common target for a wave 4. Okay, guys, so that's what we're really watching today. Guys, if you like the information that I put out in this video and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to get in my Facebook group. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It will take you over to Facebook. And once you get into Facebook, you do need to get approved to get in my group. And the only thing I ask is you subscribe to my YouTube channel. So hit that subscribe button down below. Be a part of this awesome community. I'll get you in the group. We have a little over 1,100 members now in there. Okay. To get the most out of this group, once you're in, come to this featured tab right here in the middle and scroll down. When you do, you'll see our documented trades. I update those about once a week, and that's all of the trades that we have done since the channel started. You scroll down just a little further, and you will see a link to my Slack channel. Slack is just a free chat channel, and I am on there all day, giving real-time market updates, answering all of your questions, and giving out all of my buy and sell alerts. It's an awesome group of traders, from the very beginner to the very expert. It's a really great place to learn or improve your trading. So come on over, and let's make some money together. Okay, guys, key takeaways for today. We're going to watch to see how this goes ahead and plays out. I think it's going to play out to the upside either way. If we are in wave A here, okay, I would expect us to be topping right around now because we really don't have a great B wave in here. I mean, I guess you could go A, B, but then the A wave's too small. So this would be ABC for A. I would expect a B wave down and then a C wave up to complete A. Okay, so I'd expect us to top about where we are right now and pull back a little bit and then come up to complete this move. And for the bullish structure, guys, we want them to push it up towards this wave 5 area around 45.75. And then we would look for a wave 2 pullback to hold that 50 to 61.8% retracement. And we really start to feel good, guys, when it does hold that and starts to move higher and takes out whatever high it makes over here. So if we get a good 5 up, we hold the 50% and it takes out that high, that's a really good start to a bullish structure, okay? But we're still not out of the woods even if that happens, because if you'll notice, the A wave kind of has a similar structure. So still a lot to play out, still a lot to see before we have certainty. Our primary path still points us lower until the bulls prove otherwise. All right, guys, it's a new week. Let's make some money and have an awesome week. That is your market update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow.